This paperback of a book I read a couple years ago. Before I send it on its way, let me just do a quick review of Avoid the Day, a new nonfiction in two movements by Kirk. You may notice the cover is in landscape, the book is in portrait. Um, Somebody wants to be very creative. Now, this book was creative, but at the same time, I've never been more disappointed um, with a book in my life because um, it sounded so interesting. And the reading part, it was very interesting. There are a lot of really good phrases. I was like underlining the crap out of this thing. I was like, wow, this is so interesting. The first, it's two movements, right? So the first movement, you get really into this story about Bella Bartok and some kind of, I don't know, conspiracy, the Atlas Shrugged kind of thing with a secret about a piece of music. And he's like allegedly, supposedly like losing his mind over this whole thing. And then all of a sudden, that storyline is just dropped like off the face of the earth because it goes on to movement two, where supposedly his friend is like, hey, let's take a cruise to Alaska or whatever, as if like it just kind of happened. You're waiting for him to go back to the Bella Bartok thing. He never does. And, instead he proceeds to supposedly have like another nervous breakdown on this boat. And that also at the end, it's just dropped. Like nothing is resolved, nothing is explained. And when I read further about like this author and what's going on here, this was like a couple years ago that I read this. He was like, "Oh, I just kind of orchestrated these weird things so that I could, write a book about it." Like he orchestrated going to Transylvania, and then he orchestrated the ship voyage with his friend. But in the book, he makes it sound like his friend was just like, "Oh, hey, come on a boat," when it didn't really happen that way. So I don't know. I kind of found that like a little bit contrived, but I'll tell you what it really reminds me of though. So like, I'm Still Here by Joaquin Phoenix. His movie where he like has this documentary of himself dropping the acting thing and then going into rap music, and just really has himself filmed doing all these outlandish things, just very outlandish behavior, and you're meant to think that he's like losing his mind, going off the rails, like he's really just let himself go, and he's who knows where he's gonna go from here. But by the time the thing premiered in the theater, he showed up for it looking groomed and having lost all the weight and shaved off the messy dreadlocks and everything else like nothing ever happened. So it feels like the same kind of like contrivance, um, which is creative, but like question mark, just question mark. Um, so that's this. And may I just say, I'm still here. I don't scare. I don't fear, don't even fear fucking fear. I never crack, never, I don't give, never, I live forever. I'm the one that's God's chosen, I'm still real. I won't kneel, unless it's God, my team knows how I feel. I never sold out, never, my good soul, never, I live forever. I'm the one that God chose, bitch.